All right, welcome everyone. As you can see, I'm mostly done with this page, or I'm getting there. I watched an interesting video. This was Sergio Cariello, and he was drawing a picture of the Hulk. He's penciling it. Actually, there's some inking on this page too. The most recent ones are the the one he did of inking the Thing, where the Thing's taking off his sunglasses, and then doing the Hulk. The Hulk was just pencils though, and I thought it was the most interesting because the way he did it is he did sketch in blue lines first, and then he took a pencil, pretty much a stub of a pencil, and did his second layer. This is very close to what I do. Like I kind of rough out things digitally with reduced opacity, and then I go over it with what I consider an ink layer. All right. And I had never considered doing that on paper. Like the concept is pretty clear to me to, you have the rough layer, then you do your more refined lines in a new layer. But to me, that has always been kind of a digital concept. That's the first time I really noticed it being used um, really well at the penciling stage, and kind of makes me want to try it out. Oops. Um, I had Sergio Cariello as a teacher for narrative art one time for a Kubert school online, and unfortunately, that class was kind of ruined. There was a really particularly obnoxious student in there who ended up um, kind of ruining the class because he kept wanting to go on tangents. Also, he was the worst, you know, objectively the worst artist in the class, and he knew it. He'd even say, "I guess mine suck compared to everyone else." Kind of a thing. It's like kind of a thing you don't want to say in the class, and people would be like, "No, come on, don't do that." But and Sergio started out doing pretty good, but this guy was really obnoxious. And by the end of it, I think he was pretty through with it. Anyway, I know some other people who took the class after, and he used the exact same um, assignments from Lone Ranger. He was an artist on Lone Ranger for a while. So, I'd considered maybe retaking the class again because that class had such a problem. But because the assignments are really just the same anyways, so, figured, all right, well, whatever. Plus, I know that just from talking to Evan, Sergio's real subject is life drawing. Maybe not necessarily narrative art, but there is a lot you can learn. In fact, everything I learned about, by the way, lettering, I learned from Sergio in that narrative art class. It was just a side note. He would just say, "Oh, here's how you do lettering, by the way." He'd take 5 minutes to explain it, and it was explained it really well. So, maybe someday. tried to pass on that knowledge of how to do lettering. Not everyone is getting it. Not everyone knows how to do lettering. Even if they pay attention to the videos, they'll still do the thing where they draw the oval and go, that's my speech bubble. These are all the trees getting knocked over. When Stardust gets knocked into this area of the woods. You can tell I'm flying without a net here. There's no lettering behind this. I'm just going to try and fake it and see how I do. I can see the problem. The problem is the S. Hard to get it to balance. When I use the term balance, I'm talking about like how the elements, seem to retain their equilibrium in the drawing. Go over some of this a little bit better. Okay, this isn't bad. Equilibrium. Some of these points are going in the wrong direction. There we go. That kind of works. Now we can 3Dify some of these. What if I can just do it by doing There we go. Oh, that's a sound effect, right? I wonder if I should have this tree a little bit further back. Man, the Silver Age look is an aesthetic. All right. All right. Now, owing to the fact that we're going to do this in black and white, we've got to think some way to frame this character here. The best way to do it is to use a lot of black in the area that just points to him. You know, one way we could do it. I know I'm erasing everything here. He's buried in the muck. The problem with this approach is we have to make sure that the picture reads really well. Once again, far with some of these elements. This is one of those panels I think I could end up really struggling over for a while, because I've got to figure out how I'm going to do it. Like, how do we approach it? There's our pullback from it. Maybe there's another tree back here that he crashed into. I think by using the focus lines, we did a good thing here, but I'm not sure how well it reads. Yeah, I think it reads good enough. There are Kirby panels that are similar to this, like in Thor. We're really getting into like Kirby pencil drawings from the 60s. I tried to ink some of them. And they're amazing. Maybe there's like some kind of tree or something here that's pointing, like some grass or something. I feel like using the structural elements on the page to help users, the readers figure out what's going on. What do you think? Is it dark enough? All right, looking good for right now. Let's leave it as what it is. Make these very light. Oops. Good enough. Let's continue. Next panel. Now we see Stardust getting up and he's got all this mud on his face. I'm getting thrown into the dirt. And he's really mad. What I've got to do is his energy thing, but I'm going to leave it for a second till I get more of his body in. You got to remember, one of the main ways we know it's Stardust is he's really buff, so we're going to beef him up just a little bit. You'll pay with your life. I don't know. Is he giving a good enough threat here? I might have to rewrite the let's see. Hang on. I don't know. We're darn close. He has this really interesting, like, opening, the chest opening on this costume, where it's a big square that exposes his shoulders really well, kind of his neck bone area, collarbone. What do you call that? I think I had the eyes right the first time. Or did I? Yeah, I think I'm getting there. All right. I'm looking at the line widths, line weights. I'm looking at that one. I think they should go the other way. Well, whatever happens, I think this one's done or almost done. We're gonna have this one, even if we have to do it offline a little bit. I think that we're gonna have a good chance of finishing up this page. Some trees behind him. All right, where's the energy? Energy signal. Oops. Looking at his thumb, it might be a something like that. All right, we're about to see the battle really begin. All right, please like, follow, and subscribe. There'll be more. I've got inking class tomorrow, so it's kind of a full schedule. And I've still got to do several character sheets that I'm working on. And so I'm going to get going on those as well. All right, I'll keep going on this. See you later.